New Hampshire State Republican Will Infantine gave a speech recently explaining why he thinks it makes perfect sense that women don't make as much in most jobs as men do. Let's listen. Men, by and large, make more because of some of the things they do. Their jobs are, by and large, more riskier. It's much riskier, but okay. They don't mind working nights and weekends. They don't mind working overtime or outdoors in the elements. First of all, I don't think it's lumberjacks that are throwing off these numbers. And look, I understand that many people are going to be pissed off that I'm even talking about this. That's the nature of the internet. But when we're talking about women not making as much as men, we are not simply talking, get it through your heads, we're not simply talking about every woman and every man, average that, and then compare the two. Our studies have gotten a little bit more sophisticated than that. What we're talking about is in the same job. We're controlling for education. We're controlling for experience. When you do those controls, look it up if you don't understand what that means. When you do those controls, the men make more on average than the women. When you control for all of the things that Will Infantine is idiotically listing in his stupid and consequential speech, which we'll get to, they've already controlled for that. But he continues. Men work 5 or 6 hours longer a week than women do. When it comes to women and men who own businesses, women make half of what men do because of flexibility of work. Men are more motivated by money than women are. Guys, I'm not making this stuff up. To a large extent, you are making that stuff up. Now, look, I don't understand, I don't discount that there are probably psychological differences in terms of how driven men are versus women to make money. And if that wasn't being controlled for in the studies, that would be a great point. And it's certainly interesting, but it is being controlled for. So Will, I'm sorry, it's a stupid point. But the reason that it's really stupid is not because he doesn't have any control over it. He's a New Hampshire State Republican. But going into the midterm elections, and eventually we will get around to another presidential election, the Democrats, who got a lot of traction on the idea of the war on women, are certainly going to bring it up again. Now look, whether you agree that there's a war on women or not, this is not helpful for the Republicans. If there is actually a war on women, if the Republicans are actively trying to harm women, get legislation passed that will advantage men over women, that would be bad for women, and the Democrats will use it, and they'll probably do better in the elections as a result of it. But even if they're not actively doing that, it almost doesn't matter if they keep going out and making callous, stupid, heartless statements like this New Hampshire State Republican. You gotta be wiser than this. Politicians are ready to jump on this. Republican politicians are ready to jump on this. And so you have to imagine that the next time he runs for some sort of state office, that's gonna show up in a campaign ad.